Michael Jordan is regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. With that distinction, one could assume that he cruised his way to becoming the first NBA billionaire in history. But just like his basketball career, Jordan didn't just rely on what was given to him. One does not become one of the richest people in the world by accident. MJ earned around $91 million in his 15-year NBA tenure. $63 million came in his final 2 seasons with the Chicago Bulls. This seems a measly sum today when NBA athletes, even role players, can become multi-millionaires in a span of a few years. In addition to his on-court earnings, Jordan earned millions through endorsements. At the peak of his fame, his airness was on billboards, television commercials, and even cereal boxes. Simply put, he was the most in-demand celebrity endorser in the 90s. Jordan has come a long way from being a mere product endorser. After bidding goodbye to the game of basketball, the 6-time NBA champion has financed different businesses from a variety of industries. From the looks of it, becoming the greatest of all time was Jordan's main goal, a quest that he succeeded with flying colors. Now Jordan is just enjoying life while diligently completing life's side quests. Perhaps Jordan's most famous and valuable business partnership is with Nike. Interestingly, Nike was just the North Carolina standout's third choice between Converse and Adidas. Converse already had Magic Johnson and Larry Bird then. Meanwhile, Adidas was still looking for its identity as a company that wasn't keen on giving Jordan a signature shoe. MJ only went to Nike's headquarters in Portland because his mom Dolores told him to at least listen to their pitch. Nike offered Michael $250,000 a year for 5 years, which was more than double Adidas' offer. Plus, they told Jordan that they'll craft his signature shoe. His father James prodded his son to accept the deal as it was simply an offer he couldn't refuse. Once the deal was sealed, Nike projected to sell $3 million worth of Air Jordans in 3 years. They completely missed the mark as they bagged a crazy $126 million in the first year alone. Jordan earns 5% of royalties, which is around $10 to $12 per shoe sold. And since he's selling millions every year, estimates show that he makes up to $150 million per year from the Jordan line of sneakers. In 2010, MJ bought the Charlotte Hornets for $175 million, which included the operating rights to Spectrum Center, the team's home arena. In 2019, Jordan sold around 20% of his stake to 2 New York businessmen for an undisclosed amount. At present, the franchise worth is pegged at $1.5 billion. The Hornets aren't a historically successful franchise, but under Jordan's leadership, slowly and surely, the team is on the path to becoming a playoff team. We all know that basketball isn't Jordan's first love. Baseball was his first sport that introduced him to the world of athletics, and it's only right that Jordan included baseball in his business portfolio. In 2017, Jordan joined 14 other investors, including baseball legend Derek Jeter, to purchase MLB's Miami Marlins for $1.2 billion. He didn't chip in a large amount, as he owns just 1% stake in the baseball team. Jordan didn't just venture into things that were familiar to him like basketball, baseball, and other traditional sports. Like any successful entrepreneur, Jordan had his eye on the future, and the future read esports. In 2018, Jordan bankrolled Axiomatic, the mother company of Team Liquid, one of the biggest professional esports organizations in the world. He joined a group of their financial backers who raised $26 million in a Series C funding round. As of this year, Team Liquid is valued at $440 million. Interestingly, Magic Johnson was one of the company's initial financiers. Axiomatic CEO Bruce Stein was thrilled to have 2 sporting legends in the fold, well aware of how the lessons they learned on the hard court could be applied to the digital battlefields. Whether you're a die-hard Jordan fan or not, you know about the GOAT's gambling escapades. It caused him a lot of trouble during his playing days, and he was even linked to several shady figures from the criminal underworld. He admitted that he doesn't have a gambling addiction. Rather, he has a competition problem. Jordan loves betting so much that he included it in his massive business bag. In 2020, MJ took an equity stake in the sports betting website DraftKings in exchange to become a special advisor to the company's board of directors. The results immediately revealed themselves as the company's shares jumped by 12% right after the announcement. In connection with DraftKings, Jordan became a special advisor to Sportradar, a sports gambling data firm. Specifically, the company provides software, data, and content through subscription and revenue share business models to sports leagues, betting operators, and media firms. DraftKings is one of its clients, as well as Twitter and ESPN. Upon the announcement, Sportradar shares rose by as much as 13.3% in the early trading. Mike's business basket is pretty diverse. He also has other holdings in different industries. Perhaps the most lucrative and most recent one is Cincoro, a high-end tequila brand he owns together with 4 other NBA owners, including LA Lakers' Jeannie Buss. Cincoro is considered to be one of the most expensive tequila brands today. The Añejo retails for $130, while the Extra Añejo, MJ's favorite, costs $1,600 a bottle. Jordan was the head of the tasting team. Their goal was to make a tequila blend that had a balance of smoothness and finish. He and his team reportedly had to taste 1,000 tequila brands before coming up with their ideal mix. Cincoro was one of the finalists in the Best of Class Reposado Tequila in the 2022 San Francisco World Spirits competition. Interestingly, Lobos 1707, LeBron James' tequila brand, was also part of the shortlist. As of late, Jordan has built a reputation as a venture capitalist for startup firms. In 2017, he was one of the investors in Gigster, a company that connects freelance web engineers and developers with companies looking for assistance. Jordan joined a group of backers to raise $20 million. In 2021, MJ participated in an $11.6 million funding round for Vanilla, a tech firm which aims to fully digitize the process for registered investment advisors with a platform that automates client estate planning and document processing. The GOAT himself got into the tech startup craze. Together with his son Jeffrey, the Jordans launched Air Inc., a holding company that plans to build a community platform for athletes to connect with fans as well as other business lines. Specifically, die-hard fans of these athletes can buy one-time digital assets powered by blockchain technology. The platform can also be used for exclusive merchandise and other digital goods, and could also provide an avenue for immersive experiences. Air aims to create an ecosystem where fans can feel like insiders with their favorite athletes. MJ also earned millions of dollars from sponsorships and investments through companies like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Wheaties, Hanes, Gatorade, and Upper Deck. He also owns a Nissan dealership and partner in Cornerstone Restaurant Group, which runs 5 Jordan-branded restaurants. MJ once said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." He was referring to the thousands of shots he's missed and games he's lost. These failures served as fuel to his fire. He didn't want to suffer the same heartbreak ever again, and so he did everything he could to win. In 2021, Jordan's net worth suddenly dropped by $500 million to $1.6 billion from $2.1 billion. It's difficult to pinpoint which of Jordan's businesses took a hit. It's likely that a chunk of it was from the Hornets, as the entire NBA incurred losses during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Hornets rake in some $240 million a year in ticket sales. With various pandemic restrictions coupled with fans' anxieties to watch live, these numbers dipped. Fortunately, things have returned to normal, and we might expect the 5-time league MVP's net worth to breach the $2 billion mark once again. With a net worth up to the billions, Jordan has literally billions of options on how to spend his dough. We all know he loves his golf. During his playing days, taking his clubs to the nearest course was his way to refresh his mind. Now, blessed with all the money and the time in the world, Jordan could play golf all day. He owns the Grove 23, a luxury golf club in Hobe Sound, Florida, a 260-acre golf course that costs some $15 to $20 million to construct. You can be a member of the club only by invitation. It only has around 100 members to date, including Wayne Gretzky, Ken Griffey Jr., Justin Verlander, Denny Hamlin, Gary Sheffield, among others. The golf course's best feature, food and drinks, are delivered by drones. Jordan has donated millions and millions of dollars to charity. In 2016, he donated $500,000 to literacy programs in Charlotte at the Freedom School Partners. Charlotte Mecklenburg Library Foundation, Crossroads Corporation, and Child Care Resources Incorporation. The following year, he made a whopping $7 million donation to fund 2 Novant Health Michael Jordan family clinics in Charlotte, $2 million to relief efforts in the wake of Hurricane Florence in 2018, and has given away some $750,000 through the years to the Novant Health Community Care Cruiser. On behalf of the Hornets, Jordan has also given away more than $3 million for causes related to education, hunger, wellness, and the military. In addition, $2 million of his earnings from the documentary The Last Dance went to food banks in Chicago and the Carolinas run by Feeding America. Jordan's goal was to become the best possible player he could be. He achieved this goal and was showered with greater opportunities far beyond the sport. In the world of business, Jordan may not be considered the greatest, but he's definitely a member of the upper echelons of the world's wealthiest business magnates. And it's always better to be among the elite than along the fringes.